Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, take out the cross spread as always, and also pull the 4 agreements, Wisdom, Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling over the astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Sagittarius, and astrologically speaking, there's not really anything going on there, but Sagittarius for you guys represents your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, and relationships. Alright, we have Pluto, and Pluto recently retrograded out of Aquarius and back into Capricorn. So for you guys, Capricorn is your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. And we have 6. So 6th house energy for you guys is actually Scorpio. And astrologically speaking, we have the South Node wrapping up its transit through there. And it's actually going to move out of Scorpio into Libra in July. Alright, so I'll fold out of the way. We'll get started with the main spread. Alright, in the position of the main situation, we have the Knight of Swords, which is actually the court card for your sign, and then challenging that we have the 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So, seeing these two things here, I feel like this is saying that the challenge for you this month might be to not take on too much too soon, right? I feel like this is a signal that you might be in a mood to rush around and get a lot of things done this month. But I feel like this is saying with this in a challenge position that you might be called and advised to actually at least take a little bit of time away and spend a little bit more time in your home environment or possibly get out in nature. So I don't feel like it has to be all of that. I feel like it's more of trying to incorporate both energies, right? So basically like that old saying, all work and no play, right? So I feel like you're being called to avoid that and actually take some time away from what you're doing this month. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the 9 of Cups. So, more 9 energy here, and I feel like this is saying that if you do actually take a little bit of time away from what you're doing, right, if you have been really dedicated and just with a singular focus on a goal, I feel like this is saying if you take a little bit of time to step away from it and relax for a little bit, you actually realize that you're accomplishing more than you might think because you're just so wrapped up in the day-to-day. Alright, in the past position, we have the Page of Swords. So, at the very least, this shows that there's already been some level of growth, right? To see the Page, and then you guys are currently the Knight of Swords energy. So, I feel like this is saying that, at one point, you might have felt like you did need to prove yourself in some way, right? But I feel like this is saying that now you're going through that growth cycle, and you can leave those thoughts behind of constantly having to go, and do things. Alright, in the present position we have Temperance. So yeah, this is Sagittarius energy here, which we did see come up in your dice. And I feel like this is saying that, again, like I said, I feel like it's not a matter of operating too heavily in either of these energies of constantly being on the go or constantly just winding down, relaxing, right, enjoying your environment. I feel like this is saying it's more of trying to find a healthy balance between the two this month. Alright, and in your future position, we have the Ace of Cups. So, to me, this says that if you do take that little bit of time away to quiet your mind, right, and just get a little relaxation, and you might actually stumble across an idea, a new passion of yours that you might actually want to put some focus into. Alright, the position of your influence in a situation, we have the 7 of Wands. So yeah, to me this is an indicator of what I was saying, where you might end up taking on too much and then end up overwhelmed by it, right? So you might actually be able to get the stuff done, but at the same time, it just looks like, if we look at his facial expression, right, and posture, he doesn't look like he's necessarily enjoying what he's doing, but it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, could you get it done? Technically, yes, but, you might just put undue stress on yourself if you try to take on too much. Alright, in the environment position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is Virgo energy here, and again, to me, this is saying that the environment around you might slow down, right? So that could be another indicator too, right? So if this represents another person or other people you're dealing with, this could just be saying that they're going to move a lot slower anyway. So by you moving at a faster speed around them, that could just cause a mismatch in energies there, right? So it could just be saying that there's no need to hurry yourselves, right? And you might notice that others around you are going to be at that slower pace this month too. And maybe partially that could be due to the fact that we're going to have that Venus retrograde in Leo, which is your third house communication. So that could just slow things down in general and maybe cause a little confusion around communication. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, I'm going to assume that this is a fear for some of you, right? Again, like I said, I feel like there's this fear that you have that if you were to take a breather, take a step back, and just slow down for a bit, that you'll end up losing traction on something. And I don't see any indicator of that actually playing out. But again, like I said, it feels like that's a pretty pervasive thought in your mind. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Tower. So yeah, like I said, for the most part, I feel like this would most likely be avoidable for the majority of you because, again, like I said, it seems like you're, for whatever reason, you're feeling this energy that makes you want to go, go, go. But I feel like this is saying that you're being called to be a bit more balanced with your energy this month and not take on too much. Not to mention, I mean, Mars is currently still in Leo, but around the second week, I think around the middle of the second week of July, it's going to move into Virgo. So that's a much more low energy, low key energy for Mars. So it could just be saying that naturally, yeah, maybe you will have that time where you're going to be feeling super energized. But if you do start to feel a shift, trust that, right? So if it's like, okay, yeah, maybe right now you have all the energy to take on all these things. But if you feel like a couple weeks down the line, well, maybe I don't have enough energy to do what I've been doing, then the best advice there would be to just go with the flow and ride that energy out. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So yeah, I mean, seeing this here, more Gemini energy, it could just be saying that some of you might just be staying busy because, like, when you're getting caught up in your thoughts, it might just be more of a burden than not being busy, right? So, um, no real clear indicator of how you can necessarily shake that off. But yeah, again, like I said, I feel like this is saying that you are being called to take some time away. So, given the artwork we see with the Nine of Pentacles, maybe the key would be for you to get out in nature in some way, and that might be the key. You know, less plugged into technology and everything like that. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have don't take anything personally. There's the artwork, and it says your faith is, your truth is personal to you. Okay, it says your own opinions and point of view reflect your own agreements and are personal to you. It is no one's truth but yours. So, interesting message there, because I don't see any indicator of you necessarily trying to, shift others to your point of view around things. Like I said, it just seems like you're just in the energy of go, go, go. But hopefully that resonated. Moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Y. There's the artwork, and the number is 31. Let's see what this has to say. Okay, essential meanings says motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. The Oracle's message: there is great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there, right? Especially when, like I said, it looks like you might just be taking on too much and then start to feel burdened by it. So And then given what we were seeing with the Ace of Cups in the near future position there, it could just be saying for you to, just evaluate all the things that you are taking on and figure out which ones are truly worth your time and which ones you go let go. All right, the relationship message says we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you're being triggered by someone else or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this and why did I say that, and spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the message from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasure of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? So yeah, definitely a good message there too. But I will say this didn't seem like much of a one-to-one relationship dynamic. It just seemed like you guys were just really focused on these goals and taking on a lot. But hopefully that resonated either way. And the prosperity message says knowing the motives behind your career and creative ventures is the ticket to your greatest success. It's time to ask yourself some probing questions. Are you driven by a desire to serve? Does your prosperity impact the greater good? When you envision your most prosperous life, are you guided by a sense of purpose or by a need to make money, acquire things, save for the future, or all of these? No motive is bad or good, but having agendas hidden from yourself will lead to disappointment and possibly failure. Be clear about why you want the things you do. If the motives are true, accept them. If they are not, change them so you can step into your extraordinary life. So yeah, definitely another supportive message there as far as like we said, if you really are just taking on too much, right, you might really need to take a step back and see which of those things are worthwhile and which ones aren't. All right, and lastly, we have a Mudra for you guys. So this is your Mudra here. It's the Anjali Mudra, and the keyword for it is reverence. All right, there's the info on it. If you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says calming and centering, facilitates connection to the heart and center channel, evokes feelings of humility, reverence, and devotion. So if that sounds like a Mudra thing be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there and we'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.